Hey there, welcome back to the Sound Just Like a Pro YouTube channel. My name is William, and today we're going to be unboxing and discussing the Zoom F8n Pro. But before we get into it, I want to give you a free paint-by-numbers, step-by-step guide to achieving a better equalization on every track in your mix. It's an ebook called EQ Basics, Your Blueprint to a Better Mix. And in the book, you'll find the root frequency, the fundamental, and the overtones and undertones of just about every instrument or voice that you will run across. And your mix lives or dies by the equalization, so I want to help you get a better one, and you can get that at doitjustlikeapro.com/EQ book. But let's get into it. Today we are unboxing the Zoom F8n Pro. So we're cutting open the box for the very first time, looking to upgrade from the Zoom F8n that we've already done a video for in this channel. So unboxing. This one came a little tightly packed, very nice. Retail ready box yet again. Looks great on the shelf at your local music store. Super great. Zoom F8n Pro, very, very nice looking packaging. And I guess we're done with the knife for now. Probably have to cut some tape here in a minute. So we get down to the shoebox style, which is also labeled Zoom F8n Pro. Very nice. So far, so good. We have our power adapter here. Looks very similar so far to the other one. It is the AD19A/D. Cool. So that's that. So we can power multiple different ways. We have a DC input for a big battery brick. We have the AC connector, and we have AA batteries. So, ooh, nice. So all in all, it appears to be exactly the same dimensions, and we seem to have a lot of stuff in all the same places. Nice. So we have micro USB, we have the DC in, 2 card slots, 4 connectors on each side. We have headphones, we have the sub out, and the 2 mini XLRs. Very nice. And the binaural mic back there, and the time code. So super great. So it's a little wiggly sounding. That's first impression. That's weird. The F8n that I own seems to be constructed a little nicer. So that's cool. I wonder what that's about. Maybe it's just because there's no batteries in here. We'll see. So let's get it powered up here and see what we get. We're gonna run the AA's. They're just from Costco. Nothing super special at the moment, because we have a battery brick that we're gonna plug into it. For actual use. And there we go. And you have your 1/4-20 spot right there on the bottom, so you can put a tripod plate, or you can screw this straight onto the top of a light stand or something like that. So the batteries are in. Let us get it fired up and we'll see what happens. So it's coming on. What do we have? Oh, it's trying to get us to set the date. Nice. So today is Tuesday, April 5th, and the time is 10:34, and we'll say 0 seconds. Enter. So now it takes us to the menu, and it shows that there is no SD card in there, obviously, because we just pulled it out of the box. Everything else seems to be in the same place, which is great. I like to run my view with all 8 inputs and the left and right. Like that. So this is cool because you can arm which channels that you want to record, so you're not burning multiple other tracks. If you just have like 3 microphones plugged in, it'll record all the individual tracks that you've chosen at their pre-fader level, plus your main out that you're hopefully mixing on the fly in person, which is really cool. And so this, as a bit of a review with the F8n, not the Pro model, the F8n in the auto mix feature, I was actually hoping for actual mixing, but as that turns out, it's pretty amazing. It's like a gate, but instead of a hard snap off, hard snap on, it actually ramps in and out. So instead of actually giving you a mix, like, you have to actually set the levels of each microphone where you want them to be, but it turns them on and off. So really, at best, you really just get a lower noise floor because only the mics that are in use are working, but you still have to mix. So the name Auto Mix is a little bit of it's a weird misname, but I actually bought this guy because I'm excited about the 32-bit float recording, and as far as I can tell, that is really the only difference between the two, other than the color. You know, the F8n is blue and the F8n Pro is black. And in fact, I have my F8n here, so we can actually do a side-by-side comparison. So we have inputs 5 through 8, and all of the outputs look the same. And input 1 through 4 look the same with the DC input and the USB, the 2 card slots, and they are, in fact, exactly the same size. So that's cool. And let's see, the back is identical as well. We have the 2 BNC connectors for time code in and out. You have the AC, you have the ambient mic there, and the tray for AA batteries. So I'm curious, another bit of a review. I actually bought 2 of these cables, and at the time that I received them, I could not get the I think it's called the Hiroshi cable. I could not get it plugged into and snapped onto this connector. It took several tries, and you would think the first reaction would be a cabling situation, and that it would be like a bad connector on the cable side or something, because why would a $1,000 box be not right, you know? So I used the other cable and it didn't work either. As it turns out, I don't know if there was just like some extra stuff on the jack or something, but now it works fine. But if yours comes and it doesn't click in right away, don't be alarmed, just work at it a little more. Make sure, obviously, that it's going in the way it should go, but then you may have to work at this little collar a little bit to get it on there. So we're just gonna pull it off, just like that. And that guy can go back over here. And now, let's actually see. All these lights in here and I can't see anything. So twist it, and nice. So on this cable, and it could still be a cabling thing, on this cable you have to push the collar down, whereas I would imagine in real life a better cable might just go on and snap and be fine. But this one needs a little encouragement, but it is there and it is working. And I will tell you that this little cheap battery from Amazon is pretty great for powering this guy. I ran the F8n at a gig the other day and ran it with this battery, and it started out the day at 15.6 volts and it ended the day at 14.6 volts. So after an 8-hour shoot, using it pretty much the whole time. So this battery is amazing for this device. And let's see, it already switched over on the little screen to external battery, which is great. And I will give you a little pro tip here. This machine is a battery consumer. It eats the batteries really, really badly. But I think it's just the LED screen here, or LCD screen actually, because what happened was when I got to my first gig that I ever used the F8n on, I had to change all the AA batteries in 2 hours. It went all the way down to nothing and cut off on a take in 2 hours. But what I did, let's go this way. Menu, we'll go to System, and then we'll go to LCD. You can turn it to power saving mode, and it will be low backlight. What I did, I wound up on that day, I did backlight off, and so after like 10 seconds or whatever, the screen just goes black. After 2 hours, I changed the batteries, and then from there on out, I changed the batteries one more time over the course of 2 8-hour days. So the power saver thing really does work. But then when I pulled it back on set for the second round of shooting, it was another 2-day shoot, I moved to low backlight so the screen never actually goes off, and it still lasted all day with no problem. So definitely, as a bit of a review, for this product, I would say definitely go to power saving low backlight on the LCD, and then find you a good little bag that this goes in. But I mean, it's a solid machine. All the knobs are right. I mean, they're tight. All the knobs, all the buttons, everything works exactly as it should on the F8n. So I'm really excited about adding the 32-bit float to my workflow and using this. If you have any questions, definitely reach out in the comments, subscribe to the channel so we can continue the conversation and keep it going. Again, please download the free EQ guide that we're giving to you and get started making better mixes, hopefully on the Zoom F8n Pro. Thanks a lot. See you next time.